An NIH study published in 2006 tracked some men and women from 1957 to 2004. And they had about 10,000 participants who graduated from high school in 1957. And they tracked them till 2004, checking in with them about their money and their net worth over those years. And what they found was by 2004, the men had an average net worth more than $100,000 more than the women that were participants. They're in the same age group, right? They graduated from high school the same year. They lived in the same state, Wisconsin, in this study. And yet there was such a big difference in where they were in their 60s in 2004. Another study from 2020 that I found shows a much lower net worths for the individuals that are participating there, but they were looking at young professionals. And even as young professionals, they found a difference of about $7,000, men having $7,000 more net worth than women. Not surprising. Most of us know that there is a net worth gap. Today, I want to explore a little bit about why there's that gap, but also what we might do about it. Now, the conventional ideas that you're going to find out there in the internet are going to be very different than my conclusions. Welcome to the FIFE Movement. I'm your host, Amanda Neely. This is the only movement that helps you create your unique feminine and entrepreneurial path to financial independence. Please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell if you're watching on YouTube so that you get future videos. Now, if you've been tracking with us, we talked 2 episodes ago about financial independence for women. Then, last episode, we talked about financial independence for entrepreneurs. Today we're bringing them together, I promised you. So stick with me, we'll get there. First, let's explore why there's this net gap in net worth between men and women. I mean, I think we know, right? Women still earn less than men for the same jobs, right? The same, traditional work kind of roles. There's also the common thing that we take some time off to raise children or care for loved ones. So we lose some earning years that could be building into our net worth. Those are commonly agreed on reasons why. The third one, I found it really interesting that some came to the conclusion that it's because women invest less than men. That if you looked at how much of women's net worth was in the stock market and how much men's net worth was in the stock market, women were lagging behind men in just putting their money in the market. And because they weren't getting that growth, that's why they have less net worth. But I strongly disagree with that. I mean, do we need to invest more to make up for a gap in net worth? I mean, you know the saying, you got to speculate to accumulate. But is that true? Would that actually make up for the wealth gap between men and women if women just invested more? So I thought, okay, I'm going to try to be unbiased here. I'm going to just try to look up statistics for how wealthy women make their money. And I found another study from 2016 that was looking at global wealth around the world. And they particularly looked at women with a private net worth of at least $100,000. Okay. So women who personally themselves have at least $100,000. And where did it come from? And they found that 44% of those women had built their own wealth through entrepreneurship or some kind of side hustle if they were still an employee, that the wealth actually came from the side hustle rather than their employment, and then entrepreneurs. Now that's 44%. The other 56% breaks down like this: 27% from inheritances, 15% from a spouse, kind of in a widow situation, 9% from divorce settlements, and 5% miscellaneous. That probably includes stock market stuff. So this means that the biggest percentage, the 46%, or sorry, 44%, came through business, through entrepreneurship, through a side hustle. If that's how women around the world are creating their own personal wealth, and decreasing the net worth gap with men, what does that mean for you? Does it mean that if you want a net worth of at least $100,000, you're more likely to get it from entrepreneurial endeavors than from an inheritance or a spouse? I mean, making money from the stock market doesn't even register on the list. I think it's part of that 5% miscellaneous, but I don't know. Very interesting when you think about it this way. So, what if instead of playing the game of the stock market, we used our creativity, our passions, our femininity to build businesses? Do you think we'd be better off in the long run? I mean, think about those three reasons why women have lower net worth than men and the advantages that entrepreneurial women have. So, first, there was earning less in traditional work roles. I mean, when you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, you decide what you make and you have more power over your take home pay. If you're a 50-50% owner with, say, a spouse like I am, we both make the same. There's no gender gap because we set our things, our pay, and we decide we're going to pay ourselves equal. I have much more control over that than when I'm an employee. The second one, taking time to raise children or care for loved ones. When you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, you have way more flexibility in your schedule and you can likely continue earning even while being a caregiver. I mean, I'm a mom of a toddler. I am a caregiver for my mom, and this one has tremendous value to me that I get to set my own schedule. I can be flexible, right? If I need to take my mom to a doctor's appointment, I just do it, right? There's no like taking time off of work or anything. And then finally, the third one, this whole idea we have to speculate to accumulate. If only we invested more. I mean, what if instead of speculating the stock market, we speculated on ourselves and our abilities to grow our businesses rather than on something outside of our control, like the stock market? What if rather than speculating on other people's ability to make money in their businesses, what if speculating on what other people are going to think about the growth of this business or that business? What if instead we speculate in an area where we have more control within our businesses and our ability to make them make money for us? So, how do women build wealth around the world? Above anything else, they build it themselves. They're self made entrepreneurs and business owners. What does that mean for you for how you build wealth and reach financial independence? Now, I'm going to let you decide, shape your own course, but will you follow the example of the 44% who build it through entrepreneurship or side hustles? Or will you count on the changes of the other 56%, an inheritance, a spouse, a divorce, or something else? One quick word of warning, I do have to say there are plenty of ways to lose money when starting or running a business. That's why I'm still referring to it as speculation here. Be sure you join me tomorrow. We're going to chat a little bit about how to create a business that will actually bring you wealth rather than cause you bankruptcy. And we're going to dig into that in the next series of episodes, starting with Trivia Tuesday tomorrow. So, thanks for joining me and connecting with the FIFE movement. As you go about your day today, remember wealth is coming your way. Your quest is to prepare for using it well. For more tips on how to prepare, be sure to subscribe. And to connect with the community, visit fifemovement.com. If this concept today of building wealth through entrepreneurship, side hustles, starting your own business has been helpful to you, empowering that yes, you're on the right track, please share this content with a friend who might also want to hear this. All based in facts and real studies that have gone on in many years past. Yeah, so pay it forward, share it with them. My gratitude in advance. To help this video be seen by more people, please hit that like button and invite your feedback in the comments too. What do you think about this idea of speculation to accumulate, but doing it somewhere where you have more control? Love to hear your thoughts.